What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Wednesday, January 19th. So we got a lot of stuff to cover in today's video, and I did something a little bit different. So what I'm going to do for hopefully every single video, especially in the morning in these updates, is timestamp the videos. So if you look down at the bottom of your screen, you should see that the video is actually broken down into different sections. That is what I plan on doing because a lot of you guys have requested, can I break it up, provide a timestamp, so if you don't have time to watch the entire 12 to 15 minute long video, you can at least go in and watch the specific points that you want. So if this is something that you really want and you like, please do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button so that I know to continue to keep doing this. So here's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss how the Senate is going to be voting. That's going to happen today. We're going to talk about $1,400 stimulus checks or $1,400 just stimulus in 2022. We're going to give you a little bit of an update there, talk about the free N95 mask and how the White House is going to provide free at-home COVID tests, which you can actually order today. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But here's what we know. Yesterday, Senator Joe Manchin said something that was, I thought, very interesting, and many people agreed with what he said. Senator Joe Manchin suggested that Democrats don't have their priorities straight, and he stated that voters are concerned with inflation and COVID, and that getting people back to work has been extremely hard. He also went on to suggest that these are the things that we should be working on. Those were his words. Now I bring this up because Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer then stated, and I quote, "We're not abandoning the other issues. We can do more than one. But to abandon voting rights when it is the wellspring of our democracy, when it is so vital to bringing full equality and racism has been the poison, would be a disgrace." That is what he said. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because it is very important to not just do the Build Back Better Act or what is left of it, to address climate change, to address the voting rights. All these things combined are extremely important. Trying to pick the right one at the right time, that's what's difficult. But like Senator Joe Manchin said, and many people agreed with, we are worried about inflation and COVID. Those are the things that we are worried about. We do not care about, what's going to happen when we vote in November. Yes, that's going to be important, but at the same time, we got to get there first. If we're worried about what's going to happen with COVID, am I going to be worried about what's going to happen in 8 months? Probably not. Am I worried about inflation? Yes. Am I worried about, going to pay a bill in 8 months? No. I'm worried about paying the bills today. Now, here's what's going to happen tonight. Tonight, the Senate is going to vote to advance the voting rights bill. It needs 60 votes to pass, and chances are it will likely fall short. But I'm not saying it's a guarantee. Chances are it's likely going to fall short. So if this does fail, then it is expected that Senator Schumer moves forward with a vote to change the filibuster. Now, this is a rules change. It's not a bill, so it only requires 50 votes to pass. The only issue is, as of right now, there is not 50 votes, 50 senators that actually support this rule change. So, right now, and this is something that Senator Schumer said yesterday, is that the steps that the Senate is taking is going to put everyone, and I mean everyone, on record. And that has been the goal all along, is to get senators on record so that we know, okay, this is who is voting for and against these bills or these provisions. So we will see what happens there, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be an interesting evening. Now, let's address the $1,400 stimulus in 2022 because, and I want to really address this because multiple reports that I've seen over the past week are saying this, There's many people on social media and even some lesser known media outlets that have stated that $1,400 stimulus checks are being considered in 2022. Now, that could be true. It honestly could be true. But none of the senior lawmakers have said anything recently about a $1,400 stimulus check. And until a senior lawmaker or a White House official mentions these, I don't believe these are going to happen. And a $1,400 stimulus check, I don't think that's going to happen. But let's be very clear. There are still talks of additional stimulus, but not in the form of a check. That's not what lawmakers are discussing. And I've mentioned this many times before. Lawmakers, as of right now, are actually discussing stimulus in the form of lowering prescription medications, stimulus in the form of expanding Medicare, extending the child tax credit payments an additional year or more, even lowering child care costs, and making housing more affordable. That's what lawmakers are addressing and discussing and negotiating when it comes to additional stimulus. So when we talk about stimulus in 2022, are we going to get a $1,400 stimulus check? It's highly unlikely. But as of right now, is more stimulus still in the negotiation? Yes, it is. But it just probably won't be a stimulus check. So if you hear people saying, oh, I'm going to get this stimulus check, chances are it's not actually a check. Okay, it's just another form of assistance. For example, let's say you get nutrition assistance. Some people come out and say, oh, you're getting an additional $400 in stimulus. Technically, it is stimulus. But at the same time, it's SNAP benefits. It's nutrition assistance. It's for food. But instead of paying $400 for your food, you take that $400, you also get benefits, and you can spend that $400 elsewhere. So that's where people are getting stimulus a little bit confused. But just wanted to address that really quick because I know a lot of people are wondering, hey, where's my check? But while we're discussing this, let's talk about affordable housing, because Americans have seen prices on just about everything increase, from food and cars to furniture and housing. Everything is now more expensive than ever, and it's taking a toll on the American people. This is also why lawmakers say that we need to provide more assistance to the American people, and the biggest expense that every family has is the exact same one. It's housing. Currently, there was a provision in the Build Back Better Act for, I think it was like $160 billion towards affordable housing. But as the Build Back Better Act stalls, millions of families are just waiting for additional help. Millions of Americans struggle with the fact that living in certain areas is almost impossible. We have seen long-term residents in California just up and leave the state due to the rising costs and lockdowns. Many states actually saw the same thing, and also in bigger cities. People left, hundreds or thousands at a time, and it was due to the fact that it is no longer feasible for some people to live in certain places. And the other problem is that when new homes or new people really move to any of these cities, they can't find a home. They can't find a place to live. And as many longtime residents have moved from more expensive homes or apartments to something a little bit more affordable, guess what happens? The homes that are available that you see on the market are the ones that are the upper tier ones, the more, the $1 million homes, the nicer ones, not those entry level homes. And so that's the other problem, is that when the residents are moving to a cheaper neighborhood, a less expensive home or apartment, it leaves the more expensive one available, but that means the people coming in, they only have that option. So it makes it very difficult for new residents and for existing residents of that city or state to afford a home or apartment. So it's interesting times that we're living in right now, but that is currently what we're going through. But here's something else that we're going through as well. The White House has actually opened covidtest.gov so that you can now go and order your 4 free at-home COVID tests. I actually ordered mine yesterday. It was very simple to do, so go and do yours. It is covidtest.org. Now, yesterday I did see many people were having issues ordering their tests. They're having issues because they lived in a place where it was actually considered a commercial building, so they couldn't order a test. Some people said they lived in an apartment complex, and if A, B, C, or D, the person unit A, B, C, or D ordered their 4 COVID tests, then any other people in that apartment complex couldn't order. Well, as of this morning, it seems like many of these issues have been resolved, so make sure you go to covidtest.gov and order your 4 free tests for you and your family. We also know that the White House stated yesterday that they will be distributing 400 million free N95 masks. The White House says that they know these masks provide better protection, which is why they want every single person to be wearing one. The 400 million masks are actually being taken from the Strategic National Stockpile for healthcare workers. So these are already made and they should come out very quickly. Now, we do not know exactly how many masks each household is going to be receiving, but we should have that information very soon. We also know the administration as of right now is just preparing for additional variants of COVID, especially in the future. And so sending out these free masks as of right now, almost 2 years into the pandemic, according to experts, is still considered a good investment in order to slow the spread of Omicron during this surge, but also any additional surges of COVID that we have coming up. So that's what we know regarding that. And in some COVID news, models are now predicting that we will see a new wave of COVID deaths clear into March 2022. It was supposed to bottom out prior to March, but the truth is that COVID deaths due to Omicron are actually lagging by multiple weeks, not just like 7 to 10 days. Some experts are predicting that we will see more deaths from this wave than we did with Delta's peak wave. And also, the World Health Organization's chief says that the pandemic is nowhere near over and that new variants are likely to emerge. He also goes on to state, and I quote, "The virus is circulating far too intensely, with many still vulnerable. For many countries, the next few weeks remain really critical for health workers and health systems." So that's what we know as of right now regarding stimulus, COVID, and everything in between. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.